Earth, the soil that supports and sustains our beautiful planet Earth. Over millions of years of evolution and adaptation, the flora and fauna of this unique planet have grown and developed into amazing life forms, creating symbiotic ecosystems and habitats. It's time to jump into these rich environments and create some amazing natural synergies and replicate and extrapolate on Earth's amazing versatility and plethora of natural resources. Create a self-supporting engine of growth, expansion, and supply, where even your unused flora become compost for the future growth. Greetings, I'm Bairnt and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're going to dive into Earth, a engine builder for 1 to 5 players with simple rules and many strategic possibilities. We are going to be doing the solo playthrough of this. I'm going to attempt to take on Gaia, the AI, and see if we can defeat her. It'll be tough because I don't think anybody could actually beat planet Earth, but you know what, I'll give it my best shot. Before I do, I would like to thank Colin over at the One Stop Co-op Shop for giving me the opportunity to do this playthrough, not only on the One Stop Co-op Shop, but also on my channel, Meet Me at the Table, as well. If you're finding this video on the One Stop Co-op Shop, please feel free to jump over to my channel, Meet Me at the Table. The link to it will be in the description of this video. We do some great playthroughs over there, as well as we also do some live plays with Colin from the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I also do some live painting episodes where I bring on some guests as well to be able to paint and discuss games and other topics with us. And if you're finding this video on Meet Me at the Table, go check out the One Stop Co-op Shop. All of us over there have a fantastic time playing games, and there are a ton of different resources that you can interact with us over on their Discord and other things of that nature. I will put a link to that channel in the description of this video as well. Without further ado, let's dive into Earth. And if you're excited to see if I can take on Gaia, or better yet, try not to get buried, then I need you to meet me at the table. We're going to go through a complete setup of this game. I am going to be able to put some timestamps in so you can go to where you want to watch, but here's going to be a full setup, and I might even explain a little bit of how to set this up as you're playing in a competitive version as well. First off, you need your fauna board, using this in both co-op or competitive and solo. I apologize. This is going to be the board we're going to use. There is a side over here. This is a more basic side that's used to help introduce the game to players, but this is the side we would normally play on. And the difference is that there are all these different objectives, these fauna card objectives that we're going to deal out soon, are going to net 10 points on this side. On this side, it's a variable depending on when you're able to perform that particular action or meet the requirements, I apologize, of the fauna cards. And it also gets to add a couple of these cards as well. Before we put the ecosystem cards out, I am going to get our fauna cards, and there are a ton of these, and they are all dual-sided. So there are a ton of different cards you can use. We're going to give them a good old truffle shuffle here, and we're going to put a few of them out. We're going to start, we got a gray wolf, we got a Siberian tiger, northern giraffe, and we have the Andorian condor. So these are going to be objectives you're going to want to try to meet in order to gain these certain victory points. First off, we have a gray wolf. So for this one, we're going to want 6+ cards out on our tableau, each with a victory point of 4+. The next one is Siberian tiger. We want to have at least 4 of this particular card out on our tableau, and I'll show you some of these are when we get to them. The next one is these giraffes. We get +2 columns in your island. So if you fill 2+ columns in your island, you're going to gain points there. And if you notice on the card, it does show these little arrows. It gives you an idea of how it's supposed to work. So when it says columns, you know they have to be going up and down. And the last one is the condor here. We need to get 20+ cards in our hand. The way I normally play this game, I'll guarantee you I'm not getting this one. I almost never have any cards in my hand. So this is going to be a really tough objective for me to get, but that's okay. Also, if you notice this symbol over here, this is whoever finishes first, may it be Gaia or us, is going to gain 7 victory points for completing our either tableau or going through the AI deck twice. The next thing to get rid of is our ecosystem deck. That is this deck right here. Again, double-sided cards. Lots of them on here. Let's see what we get. Let's start with this one here and that one there. So we get 2 victory points for every canopy. And the canopy is when we're building our particular, I guess you could say, plants out on the board. You're going to use these things to represent what do you call them, stems or trunks, and then the canopy is going to be the top. So for every one we're able to complete with a canopy, we're going to get 2 victory points. And this one up here is we're going to get 7 victory points for every 2 cards, each with a directional aid. So if we can get cards that actually have these little number symbols out here, similar to this one here, we're going to be able to gain some victory points that way. The cool thing about it is it actually shows down here what the chances of having this happen is, or how many of these type of cards there are. There's 18% on that one, which is kind of funny. With our fauna board all set up, we're going to move over to our individual board as well. Everybody will be getting one of these boards. There are 2 different types. There's the solo board, there's the competitive board, and there's also one when you can play as a team. So there's a team board as well. So there are 3 different ways to play this game: solo, competitive, and in teams. This is going to be the competitive version. It's a little bit different. The actions up here are going to be different than if it's during the solo game. So just be aware there's 3 different ways you can play this game, which is pretty sweet. Just like the fauna board, each person is going to be dealt out an ecosystem card, an island card, and they're also going to be dealt out a climate card. And all of these are completely different. So we're going to shuffle these up, and we're going to each gain a island, a ecosystem, and then the last one we're going to get is a climate card. And we're going to shuffle these all up, and we're just going to grab one. We'll grab this one right here. Why not? Boom. All right. Those are our starting cards, and now we have to decide which side of these we want to use. They're all dual-sided, and having the knowledge of the fauna board can give you at least a little bit of an edge when moving to decide what cards you want. So this one, for example, is going to give us 2 victory points for every 3 growth on your island. The other side is I'm going to get 3 victory points for every, what are these? They are the saplings or the sprouts. Sorry, the sprouts they're going to be out on your board. So we'll have to decide which one's better for that. This one is a tropical savanna. And notice up here it does have a couple climate tags, sunny and rainy there. Now, if any of our cards over on the fauna side would have had to deal with that type of concept, that'd have been something we might want to think about when we're deciding what we want. We either want that one or we have this one. They both are different. This one, and of course, on top of that, each of them is going to give us a different thing to do during a certain action. So this will be taking place during this, and you'll see how that works during the playthrough. But just know that also up on the top, there are victory points. So if I decide to use this one, I'm only going to get 1 victory point at the end with this card. But this one's going to give me 4. Now, in the grand scheme of things, the difference of 3 victory points might not be that detrimental, but who knows? That could be the end, winning or losing of the game. So we have to decide which one of these 2 climates we want. This one is going to allow me to recycle a card from my hand to allow me to put down 3 of these sprouts. And if I do that, I might want these 2 to pair together, because then I can keep doing these on the boards. That might be something good and be able to give myself some points at the end based on that card. Or I could just get some dirt here, and who knows, maybe I might want to flip this to this side to be able to help me with growing. But we'll have to see. Maybe our island will help us decide what to do. On our island, again, we're going to see different climate tags up on the top, and on top of that, our cards are going to have different victory points. Iceland has 6, where this one has 4. And they're going to have different actions down here that can happen. I get 2 dirt for every red you planted this turn. That could be something that's going to happen during our plant action, which is going to be the action right there, and I'll explain that as we get to it. Also, it shows us our starting resources. This means we're going to have 5 cards in hand, 4 dirt at the beginning, and but we have to recycle one of the 5 cards that we get. So we're actually going to have 4 in hand. Where this one is going to give us 8 cards, but we have to recycle 5, which isn't bad because you can use your compost, actually not recycle, I apologize, compost, to be able to do certain actions as you go forward. And I also get 6 dirt. Now also look down here. During this I get to add 2 growth if you choose the yellow action. So putting that down here might not be a bad idea, because then I could also use this side to give myself more if I have growth. Let's give this a try. Is this the right way to go? Who knows? And this one's going to give me 4. This one's going to be 6. Now let's go with the 4. What's the worst thing that can happen? And this one's going to give me 4. This one's going to give me 1. I think I'll go with the 4. Why not? So I've just moved ourselves to trying to want to grow a lot of trees as opposed to planting a lot of sprouts. That's what I just did by picking these cards, and that's totally fine. We're going to give it a shot, see if we can do it. The possibilities of how you start this game are pretty endless. With all the different cards that you could possibly have to start this game, it's pretty astronomical, especially since all of these are dual-sided. At this point, we also are going to grab our little tokens down here, which we're going to use to place out on the fauna board as we go forward. And a lot of times you would use this token to symbolize what action you're doing so other players would know. But we don't really have to do that during the solo mode because we have this, and this is normally the first player token to be passed around the game board. But I'm going to use that to denote which actions we're doing, and I'll put it above them so you can see how this all works. So we have our stuff here. I think we're all set to go. All we have to do is take our Gaia's 6 cards here, give them a truffle shuffle so that they're all set. And we're going to put those out on her board as well. And when we do our first action, I'll show you her board and we'll get started. I'm continuing our setup here. So we're going to start by gaining 6 dirt and we're going to draw some cards. Dirt is your primary resource when it comes to being able to pay for cards and put in your tableau. And the goal of this game is to get the most points you can, at least to beat Gaia. But in a competitive version, you want to have the most points. And you also want to complete a 4x4 tableau. But the cool thing about this game is you get to build the tableau how you feel fit. It's not like a static place. It has to be a 4x4 grid, but you can start anywhere you want. And I'll show you how that works as we play through it. It's really cool. We're going to grab 8 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4 from this side, and let's grab 4 from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's see what we have so I can explain some of these cards. So we have what's this, an asteroid? There's an asteroid in this game. Okay, so that's an interesting card. I got an event right off the bat. Events are usually potentially good and bad to you at the same time. I don't know, an asteroid hitting would be good at all, but basically what this means right here is I would lose 4 victory points if this was in my events deck at the end of the game. But if I decided to play this, which I can play at any time, it's not something that I have to use for an action, I'm able to lose 5 sprouts, 4 growth to gain 8 dirt and be able to compost cards from the deck that I could potentially use as a resource at some time in the game based on certain cards I may have played. I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to be one of our composted cards. I'm going to put that right there. I don't think that's ever going to happen. And remember, I can only keep 3 of these cards. I have to compost 5 of these cards. So we're going to look through them. And remember what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow big, giant things here. So what we look at on this card here is, first off, how much it costs to be able to put this card down. 2, it also shows us what type of plant this is. And if we remember, one of the things we're trying to do is get 4 of those on the board in order to get our Siberian tiger met for our fauna board for points. On this card right here will be worth 2 victory points when placed into our tableau at the end of the game. And this right here is how much growth you can put on it. It has up to 4. Once you put your 4th growth marker on here, that would be your canopy. And then when you go to score things, you get 5 points. Otherwise, you would only get 1 point for every growth point out on your tableau. Down here, it shows how many sprouts you could have on this card. Right now, this card is awesome. We're keeping this card. On top of that, down here, you're seeing a rainbow of colors. Normally, every card has maybe 1 action like this on it, but this one can be performed on any of these 3 steps. And it's usually performed at the end after the original step. So if somebody used this particular action, you would do all these cards first, then you would do this card. And what this means is I can lose 1 dirt to be able to draw a card. That sounds awesome. I'm going to put that in my most likely going to keep pile. Next, we have a white jasmine. And again, it has that picture on it. Oh my gosh, this is really good. Lots of growth on here. That's really good. It only costs 4 to play. That's really good. I get to draw cards and put growth out. Oh, that's really good. We're going to keep it. Now, of course, we don't want to try to monopolize too much on these yellow things because when we do any of the other actions, we won't be able to perform those type of actions based on our card situation here. Next, we have this one here. This one is going to allow us to draw 2 cards when we do the grow action. It costs 7 to play out there, and it's only worth 1 victory point, but look at all the growth we get to put on. We get, what's that, 8 points at the end of the game if we can get all 4 on there. So we'll put that one. That's a possibility. Then we have ginger here. Ginger, nope, not from Gilligan's Island. It's an actual plant. It only costs 1 to play out there. It has 3 growth. Now, is 3 what we want? 3 for here. And if I remember right, this one needs to have, was there any kind of things with growth? Other than that, oh no, that's the only one that helps with growth. Okay, I thought that our gray wolf did, but our gray wolf is only 6+ cards with a value of 4+. So we have to try to make sure some of these equal 4. So far, I'm not doing too good though. I've been trying to pick. I'm gonna have 1 and 2. Oh well. Maybe we want to keep that one because that might get us closer to that. So put that over there. And next we have these brown rot fungus. This is only worth 2. It has a growth of 3 again. Lots of stuff I'm able to grow during the blue phase. That might be good to have, so I'll put that over in these. I want all these cards. I want to have all of them. I want all these cards. Why can't I just keep all of them? Oh, look, another bush. We like bushes. I could almost take 3 bushes right off the bat and almost get that taken care of. I think that might be the way to go. Though this doesn't have a ton of growth on it, but being able to do some of these other actions on different turns might be the way to go. Oh no, it's so tough to decide. That's the hardest part of this game, is deciding what to keep. Now this black action is something that would happen automatically. And it says here you may pay the floor cost with compost instead of dirt if I wish to, is a way to play this. There would be other ones that'll say like when it comes out you draw 2 cards or things of that nature. And then we have, what's this one do? This one allows me to grow 1, and it also allows me to put a sprout out whenever we do this particular action here. All right, these are some of the cards I think I want to keep. I'm not going to keep these. We're going to put these away. Though there's that 7, this is the 1 victory point, 4 victory points for this one. Oh boy, okay, I'll think about it. I have to compost 5 cards, and I think we are going to keep all those bushes, mainly because there's only about a 19% chance of being able to pull off that one. So if I can get all of these out, that would be a fantastic way to start. So this is going to be our starting hand right here. I'll just place it right there. And this is our compost pile, and there might be actions out there that are going to ask us to pay compost to be able to do stuff, and then you would just put this in the discard. If you ever have to discard cards, that is different from putting them in your compost. We're going to begin, and how we're going to decide what to do is we have to choose one of these actions. And whatever action we decide to do, something is going to have Gaia do something as well. And that's how it is in the competitive version as well. Every time you choose an action, all the other players are going to be able to perform the action on the bottom. Now, the actions on the bottom for the competitive version are all different from this because this is just solo mode, and these aren't what you're normally going to do with them. In this particular one right here, if we decide to do the grow action, everybody else would be able to would also be able to grow 1 and draw 1, where when we choose the action, we get to grow 2 cards and draw 4 and discard and be able to only keep 1 of them. The next one we have is this action right here, which is composting, and this allows us to gain 5 soil and compost 2 cards from the deck. You don't get to see them, you just put them right in your compost, and the other players would be able to do them as well. But for this one, Gaia is going to be able to compost 2 cards and is going to get 1 card more for every 2 dirt we gain during the turn. The next one is our watering. That's this action here. And we're going to gain 6 sprouts and 2 dirt, where he's going to gain, or she, I apologize, is going to gain 1 sprout for every blue action that we perform, or that we have. So at the time of doing one right now, we have 0, but there's also no place to put any sprouts. And if you can't place something, then you can't be able to get the action. Now, if we decide to do this, we can still get the 2 dirt, but not get the 6 sprouts. We don't have anywhere to go with it. The last one we have is our grow, which we get to draw 4 cards, and we get to grow 2 on our tableau, where Gaia is going to be able to grow 1 for every card we drew this turn. So if we draw 4 cards, they get 4 growth. Now, from what I understand, you can choose to not do all of the action if you don't want to, but in order to perform any of the action, you have to pay any costs that would happen to have. So for example, if we wanted to recycle the 4 cards from our hand, we would have to pay this 1 dirt. And if there was, for example, say lose 1 growth and 1 dirt to be able to do this, we would have to be able to abide by both of the negatives in order to be able to take on this one. And then once it got to this, I could choose if I wanted to actually put the 4 in there, but losing the 2 to do that, I wouldn't see why you wouldn't be doing it anyway. All right, enough of that. Let's pick something. We're gonna grow. I'm gonna go right here. We're gonna plant some plants. We're going to do what's called planting, so I get to plant 2 cards. Here is our tableau. It's always going to sit next to your board. Right now there's nothing there, but we're going to plant 2 cards. So I'm going to pay all of my dirt. We started with 6 dirt, and these 2 cards are going to come to a total of 6. The first thing we do is we're able to plant up to 2 cards, and I am going to plant 2. We're going to plant both of these cards, and when you plant your first card, we're going to say it's this one. Now I have to place the next one adjacent to it, and adjacent can be anywhere in this area. I can either play it above it, I can play it below it, you can even play it diagonal to it like that. And why does that matter? Well, depending on what fauna cards you have out there that you're trying to score points on, it might matter where certain cards are sitting in the tableau. Now, the only card, sadly, or I should say interestingly, is this one that actually matters as to where cards are placed. It's kind of interesting. I haven't really played a game where they don't have too many scoring opportunities based on card placement, but we don't really have any in this one, so I'm just going to place this right on top of it, because if I can create 2 columns before Gaia is able to take that points from us, we can get points, which is good. So we've done with our planting. Now we're going to draw some cards. And according to our action, I get to draw 4. We'll take 2 from here and 2 from here. And then I get to keep one of these. And the end, a comet? Wow, first it was an asteroid, now I got a comet? Oofda. I don't think we want the comet hitting us. It's -3 points. Interestingly, though, if I were to give this card to Gaia, any event that is a negative is actually positive for Gaia. So giving it to her might not be the best, because whatever card I don't keep is going to be, or cards, I apologize, that I don't keep are going to go into her scoring. It's kind of like Gaia creating a tableau of her own. So these two are both worth 3, so I want to keep one. But one's a mushroom, one's this. Okay, none of these are going to be our bushes. This one is a new one we haven't seen before. This type of card is a terrain card. And again, you have to pay for it just like you normally would. It has different tags and it has scoring down here, but it also is going to be able to do different actions. So for example, this one, whenever we go to the whenever we decide to plant, if this one would have been down there when we did our planting action and we got to this part of the action, I'd be able to recycle or compost 2 cards from my hand if I wanted to. Also, it has a very interesting step here. This one says I can skip planting one of my cards to compost this card and replace it with any red card at no cost to myself. Now, of course, I only have this card, and technically it is a red card, I believe, because it is a rainbow card. And this also does have to be on the board when you do it. I can compost this and then play this without having to pay the 5 dirt to put this out. So I might want to keep this, because who knows how long I might want to just be able to use this part of it. But being able to do this for only paying 1 instead of the 5 is a good investment. I think we are going to keep that card. And then I'm going to discard these other cards. They don't, the 2 of them are worth 6 points though. Oh, barf, I don't want him to get these points. But sometimes you just have to give up points. All right, those are going to go into the Gaia's tableau. And that's because right here it says your 3 discarded cards are added to her points. And that's shown right here on her board. And right here it even shows that any negative event cards are going to be positive. So I'm going to place all 3 of these face up just like that. That's the end of our first turn, and now it's going to be Gaia's turn, and I'm going to quickly go through her board real quick. First off, we have her compost right here that she can gain, and at the end of the game, for every card that any person has in their compost, they gain 1 point. Also, any sprouts on her board or on our tableau are each worth 1 point. And like I said before, anything we're able to grow, we either get the number of what it is if you're able to put the canopy on it, or you're going to get 1 for every part of the trunk that is out on the board. And then this is just going to be the discard pile for the 6 action cards that Gaia has. Also right here, if you notice, there is one that says remove 10 dirt to be able to compost 5 cards. So Gaia is also able to gain dirt as well, and is going to be able to trade it in for a 2. Every 10 is going to be 5 points. So lots of points going this way. We have a lot of points. Now I shuffled this deck up. She has 6 cards. The first one she's going to do is she's going to plant. Oh no, I was really hoping she wouldn't because I don't have any dirt. So what happens is this person, I'm allowed to plant 1 card and draw 1 card and activate all of my green abilities. For her, she's going to draw 3 cards and add them to her point value. So we're just going to start with her. She's going to gain 3 cards here and put them into her gross point, or her point total right here. Now, before I put the cards here, we do have to do the cards in from top to bottom, so I actually do have to do my action first, because that could change what could potentially be her action down here based on how my board state is. Sadly, because I'm dirtless, I can't put anything out there. I have a 1 and a 5, so that means I'm not going to be able to build anything, which is too bad. But I do get to draw a card. So I am going to draw the top card off of our deck here and see what we got. We've got this right here. Oh, it's a Japanese boxwood. We got the points. We got to be able to get all those out there. Oh my gosh, we can get all 4 of these out there and we can get the points. I love points, 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 points. Okay, we need to get some dirt though. That's our problem. All right, so that's a card we were able to draw, and that's really all we can do. We can activate any green abilities we have, but we don't have any. This is the only one we have actually even in possession. But you can never do things from your cards. You can only do them from what's actually out on the board. Another thing I want to mention before we continue to go forward, there are 4 difficulties for the solo mode. If the ones we've been doing are up here, they are the easy and medium. Down here is the hard and expert. And the reason they're hard and expert is because the 2 sets of actions here are going to be the same, but some of Gaia's cards are going to be a little bit different based on if you decide to do expert or or easy. We're going to play on medium, which is why I've been showing you the actions up here. So just keep that in mind. There are also 4 different difficulty levels in this game. Oh, so there's so much you can do in this game. I have been really enjoying this game, and I'm normally not a person that really plays these types of games. I just really think this one's awesome. Coming back over to Gaia though, now that we've done our activation here, she's going to get 3 cards and we're going to place them into her points area here. And I do get to look at these. So she's going to get another 6, 7, 8 points, put them right in there. And that means those cards aren't available for us, but that's okay. In case you hadn't noticed, there are an astronomical amount of cards and they're flying all over that you can draw from. So Earth is always seems to be a place that's going to have all limited amount of possibilities. And it's no joke when it comes to the amount of cards in this game. The possibilities are almost endless. It's our turn again, and we don't have any dirt, and I don't really have any way to get dirt unless I want to either grow, which means I get 1 dirt, which isn't really going to help us too much. We need a lot more than 1 in this game. So I'm going to do a compost action. We're going to gain 5 dirt, and we're going to compost 2 cards. We'll put our 5 dirt right there, and we will gain 2 cards into the compost. Now I don't get to look at them, I just place them down. And that symbol does mean they come from the deck, not from my hand. Now I'm going to activate every red ability I have in my tableau and on my board. And when I do decide how I want to perform these actions, I have to either start with my board first, then go to the tableau, or complete the entire tableau, then do my board. You can't go back and forth once you start in one area. Now, lucky for me, or interestingly enough for me, I only have 1 red action out there I can perform, and that's this one. I can remove 1 dirt to recycle or to compost 4 cards from my hand. Well, I only have 3 in my hand, and I want all of them, and I want all the dirt I can get, so right now that's not going to be an action I wish to perform. With that complete, Gaia is going to compost 2 cards straight away. Then on top of that, she is going to gain 1 compost for every 2. I believe you round down, so I'm only going to put 2. If that's wrong, please let me know in the comments below, because I only gained 5 dirt that turn. With that complete, we'll move over to Gaia's turn. Gaia is going to compost. Oh, that's awesome. So I'm going to be able to gain 2 dirt, or I can compost 2 cards. Well, right now I don't have any actions that talk about composting, so I am just going to take the 2 dirt and place it onto our board, 1, 2, and that's going to be all I'm going to be able to do. Now I get to activate my red abilities, and of course the only one I have is this one, so again, I'm not going to activate that. But Gaia the monster is going to compost 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put those down there. On top of that, gain 1 dirt for every dirt I gain this turn. So Gaia is going to gain 2 dirt, and we'll place it right up on top there. I've got dirt and I've got cards to plant. So we're going to do a plant action. I'm going to plant 2 cards, and we're going to plant these 2 cards. So I'll place them out here. We're going to have to pay for these. It's going to cost us 3 dirt. So I'm going to take my 3 dirt and we're going to discard that. Then we're going to look to make sure we don't have anything that has to do with planting. And we do. I could, if I want to, as a plant action, I could compost 2 cards from my hand if I want to. I don't want to. Remember, we want to play this down there so we can get all 4 of our berries. That would be awesome. Or bushes or whatever this is. With that done, I do get to draw 4 cards. These card decks are kind of fall apart. And then I get to keep 1 of these. So we have a mushroom here worth 2 points. So I'm kind of worried about the points this time. Oh, this one's worth 4. This might be the one we keep. All right, let's see what it does. I can get rid of a dirt to get some sprouts. Not too bad. Now, one thing about sprouts is you could always discard 3 sprouts to gain a dirt back. So that's almost pretty much a back and forth if I wanted to. Let's see here. What else do we have? We have this, which is going to give us 3 sprouts to any of the 8 adjacent floors. It means one of my floor can gain up to 3 more sprouts. This one gives me a sprout for each one of these particular cards in this column. So the column we want to start making, oh, well, sadly I can only keep 1 of these. Well, I got corn. That's pretty good. Get rid of 1 dirt to be able to grow 3. Oh, we're keeping this card. We're keeping that card. Remember, we're trying to grow a lot. That's going to be our plan. We want to grow a lot. But we also want cards that are worth points. And right now I only have 1 card out there that's worth more than 4 points. So maybe I might want to actually gain this card instead. It's worth 4 points. I need to get 6 cards out there with 4 points each in order to score some points at the end of the game. We're going to keep our corn, I think, instead, and we're going to give the other 3 cards to Gaia. So Gaia, again, is going to gain a total of 7 points. Oofta. So it's that easy. We just keep going back and forth as to us doing an action and Gaia doing action. Third action for Gaia. Gaia's going to water. That's kind of cool. I get 2 sprouts or I get 2 dirt. And then I get to activate all of my blue abilities or any of my multicolored abilities that I have. So let's start with that. I'm going to grab 2 dirt. I don't really need sprouts right now at this moment. I'm still, again, trying to plant cards and grow cards. Gaia, on the other hand, is going to grow 7 sprouts and 1 more for every blue action I performed. I didn't perform any blue actions. I don't have any blue actions to perform, I should say. None of my cards are able to do that, so I'm going to put down 7 cubes, and it's easier to go up and down with this because they're in groups of 5. So here's a group of 5, and then I got 2 more on the bottom there. So just going to put them all together. I don't really put them where they're supposed to in there. I just kind of clump them together in groups of 5. There we go. That one there and that one there. And no more because I don't have a blue action on any of my cards to perform. And continuing in my growing form, I am going to contend, again, plant 2 cards. I've got 2 cards to plant. I'm going to pay 4 for my corn. So we're going to take the 4 and put it in away. That'll grow our corn. And I think I'm just going to put the corn right here. Again, I don't have anything that's scoring me points for putting anything next to anything. Now that one thing I want to mention is now that I've played my 4 cards out in a line like this, that means this is my tableau. I can no longer put anything above or below because that is my 4 on this side. Now, I still have 4 to grow in this direction. So again, I could put it over here. I could put it down here, wherever I want to. I'm just going to put it to the side over there. Now, what I'm going to do with my second choice to plant a card is I'm going to take advantage of my lava card so that I can skip planting one to compost this. Once I do that, this card and replace it with a red card. And from what I understand, these are considered all the types of cards, but these are never considered a multicolor card. So I'm going to replace it with that one. This one gets composted. That was an awesome thing to do. And I believe that's going to be everything I do there. So the next thing I do is grab my 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get to keep one of these. Probably not the snow. -1 sprout to be able to gain 2 cards. That'd be great, but I don't have any sprouts out there. Then we have this one here, basil. Not too bad. And now at this point, I might want to start looking for cards that actually are worth points. Let's see what we have here, a 4-pointer. And it's another tree that can grow things. That's great. And I can use, for this one, it says here, you may pay all or some of the floor's cost with sprouts instead of dirt if I want to. What's this one do? Honey fungus. Well, it's probably not going to be worth too many points. It doesn't grow very hard. 1 sprout for each mushroom in the column. Well, I don't have mushrooms in the column. Not the snow. I think we're going to keep basil. I think that might be the way to go. Oh no, I lied. We're going to keep the American beech. We're going to keep that one because that's worth the most points out of all of these. That one's worth 4 points. We're going to ditch these 3 cards. Kaya gets those to score with again. Ugh. And I'm going to keep this in my hand. And now we'll move to her turn. But before we do, I get to perform all of my green actions on my cards. I don't have any here except for this one. Our multicolor card is not a green card. It's every other color. It's blue, yellow, and red. So never mind, I don't have anything I can do during my planting action on any of my cards. But one thing I can do is I get to place my marker right here because I now have 4 of those in my tableau. And that's placed there at any time during your turn. But if there was ever a tie when it's supposed to be placed down, it would always be the active player that gets to go first, and it goes in the clockwise order. Of course, that's during the competitive version. During the solo version, Gaia has cards that have to do with gaining these points, not the actual ability to gain these points based on tableaus or cards that she's played or resources she's gained. And now I just noticed I haven't been actually looking for any cards, directional ones. I hope I haven't been giving too many of those away. Oh no, I have been. Look at this. I've been giving these cards away. Here's one right here that has to do with directional things. And of course, all these little directional doohickeys on here are going to give points. So I got to make sure we remember that too. I get 7 points for every 2 cards with a directional aid of some kind played in my tableau. So again, that's another thing we have to look for. That's one of the cool things about this is there's so many different ways to try to get points that sometimes you may have to forego certain things in order to try to get a lot more from another thing. Like I said, I think I'm already going to just forego these points. So I have to really try to gain as much of these points as I can. All right, what is Gaia going to do next? Gaia is going to do the South Pacific here. It says choose either Loa Fauna objective, and place one of the leaf tokens there. Now this is one of the cards I was talking about earlier. If I just said I had to play on beginner, I would then skip Gaia's next turn, giving us an extra round to kind of get some more stuff out there and do things. And on expert, notice it says 4 sprouts for left or 3 growth for right. So it depends on which one of these 2 you decide to take. You would give those extra bonuses to Gaia along with the points from the fauna board. Now the lower ones are these 2. So I'm going to give Gaia the 15 points because I think I'm going to have a better chance of getting this done before I'm ever going to get that done. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get the 15 points from here no matter what. But I think I can get the 15 points here before this card comes back around again. That's it for Gaia's turn, was just to play that one card. I'm going to move this over to here. We're going to do some growing now. Let's get some of this growing going. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these cards I get to keep. I don't even have to give any to her. I got these mushrooms. I've got another terrain card here. What's this? 13 sprouts. If I can I gain 13 sprouts if I play this card. That's out of control. Then I also get 4 points. Dog Rose. All right, I can compost a card from my hand to draw a card. That's not bad. Or a tornado. Look at this. I can play this anytime to lose 2 points. It would be I would lose 2 points at the end of the game, but I lose 2 sprouts to gain 4 dirt. That might not be too bad. If I could play like both of these down at the same time, that'd be really good. 10 dirt to get 13 of these, which then I can get rid of 2 to get 4 back. That's not too bad. That's not what we call kind of a little combo there. Of course, I'll be losing some points in the process. But I get to keep all 4 of those cards, and now I get to grow 2. To grow 2, I'm just going to grab 2 of these here, and I get to place them anywhere I want out there, and I can even place them in the same place if I want. But if you ever place one where it's going to be a topper, that's going to be a canopy, and that's going to be one of these. And we're going to place that on the top of these based on how many you're supposed to place out here. This one says 1 to gain 1 point, where this one up here says 1 to gain 2 points. So I'm going to put a canopy on that one to give myself 2 points. Also remember, there's a card over there on the fauna deck, or fauna board, that gives me 2 victory points for every canopy I have out here. So that's going to be our goal, is to get a lot of these canopies. So we already got 1 out there, and you know what? We have another one, like I just said, right here to put another canopy out there. So that's my 2 grow that I was able to do. Now I get to perform all the actions on my yellow action cards here, and any multicolored as well. Or I can start over here on my board and then move over to my tableau. I'm going to start over here on my board, and this one right here says I get to grow 2 if you chose the yellow action. So if somebody else chose it, I don't get to do that. So at this point, I'm going to grow 2. I'm going to grow these 2 right there. Why not? Then the next one over here says I'm able to gain 1 dirt. So I'm going to put 1 dirt right there. Then I go over to my tableau. And when you can perform the actions on your tableau, you start at the top left and go just like you're reading, down like this. So for the first one, I can decide to remove 1 dirt to grow 3, and we're totally going to do that because there's no reason not to. So I'm going to put down 3 more of these. I think I'm going to put 1, 2 to topper that guy, and then he's a little off balance there. And then I'm going to put the other one on corn. Why not? That's 3. The next one is I get to draw a card. So we got this card right here that allows another mushroom here for I get to grow more and add sprouts. Oh, I might be putting that one down. And then I get to grow 1, so we're going to grow some more corn. The next one down here is going to be this one finally. I can remove a dirt if I want to draw a card. I don't know if I want to. I like my dirt. To be able to draw a card though, but if I do a compost action next, I get a lot more dirt. And who knows, maybe I might get 20 cards. Look at how many cards I got already. That's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh, if I can get to 20 cards, that'd be amazing. I don't think it's going to happen, but I could remove a dirt to do that. Oh, is that really what I want to do though? I don't think so. I think we're going to not perform that action. Now, if you look at Gaia's action here, it says 1 growth for every card I drew this turn. And I drew a total of 4. And then I drew 1 more from my action cards out here in my tableau. So that means Gaia is going to grow 5. And the way Gaia grows is she's going to start from here and go this way, then down and go this way. Just follow the arrows down this little path here. And she's going to grow the same way we are. Up to 5 here is going to put a canopy on there. So we'll put 4 and then 5 at the top. Now that means Gaia has a canopy. Now when we go to score points, I don't believe she scores from any of the cards out there. This is the only way Gaia scores points. Never really from the fauna board, except for the actual tokens put out there. That's how it all works. With that done, it is now Gaia's turn. Gaia is going to draw another card and see what she's got. She also is now going to grow. So I get to grow 2 or draw 2 cards. We're totally growing. We'll start with corn, grow, corn, grow. I'm going to put 2 on there. We're going to grow 2 on the corn. Now that I've completed the top part of that card's action, which is I can either choose to grow 2 or draw 2 cards, I now get to activate all of my yellow abilities. The first one I'm going to activate is on our board. It's going to be our climate. I'm going to gain 1 dirt. Now remember, I can't do the +2 grow from our island because I did not perform that action. Once that's done, I'm now going to go over here to remove 1 dirt to grow 3 more. Let's grow, grow, grow. I'm going to put 1 more on here, which is going to make it a topper because it has 1, Whoops, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I should have put the topper on there before. 1, 2, 3, 4 is what it has for there. Then the next I'm going to start is down here, so I'm going to grow 3 more. 1, 2, 3. This one's almost full. We got to get some more cards out there with plants that we can grow. 1, 2, 3, just like that. I think that's all I can do with that one. I can now draw a card, and we can grow again. So we're going to put a topper on that one, so we can't grow anymore. We need to get some more cards out there in order to keep growing. But I do have so many canopies out here already. That's really, really cool. And I really love the way the board actually looks once it gets kind of growing. Look at these trees and stuff. All these plants are growing. That's absolutely awesome. The last one, again, I could remove a dirt to draw a card if I want to. I'm not going to do that. I know I have a lot of cards, and that's fantastic. When I just got this one, which is going to allow me to grow for each one of these in your column. Oh no, that'd have been super good to have in this column, but that's okay. So we might want to, we'll see what we can do. Oh, but it's 0 points to put this out here. Oh, we're totally growing that card. Do I have another one that costs like 2? Because that'd be awesome. No, that'd be super good because I only have 2 dirt. I got to figure out what we're going to do next. Now, Gaia is out of control. She's going to grow 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh boy, and then 2 toppers on top of this. So you get to grow 7. So it's 3, 4, 5. And then the toppers are going to make it 7. We'll put 1 right there and 1 right here. Now, her board doesn't look as cool as mine because it's not all in a bunch of cards. But it's still kind of neat to see it all grow like that. I don't really want her to grow anymore. Then she's going to grow 1 for every card I drew this turn. And I drew 1 card. So she's going to grow 1 more. One thing I didn't mention, of course, is that these particular resources, when it comes to growing sprouts and growing these plants or even dirt, gaining dirt, if you run out of the particular token to show that that is happening, try to use something else because these are infinite amount of resources when it comes to sprouts, dirt, and growing trees. Now, compost is not. If you can never place a card because there are no cards left in the draw pile or discard pile or anything like that, no cards to get, then you can't compost anything, you can't draw anything. That's just usually the rule. That's the way the rules work. Okay, famous last words, I got a plan. I'm gonna go to the compost action here. We're gonna gain 5 dirt, and after we gain the 5 dirt, I then get to compost 2 cards. So put the dirt right there, grab 2 cards, put it into our compost, that's it. Now we get to do the red actions on our player board. The only 2, well, on our tableau, we don't have any on our player board. And there's really only one I'm going to do, and that's going to be this one right here. I'm able to gain 2 sprouts. Now, when you place your sprouts out, you can kind of put them wherever you want. It really isn't going to make that big of a deal unless, of course, there are cards, particular things going towards why you should be placing things in certain places. With that one done, the only other 2 I have is this one. I can remove a dirt and remove a dirt to recycle 4 card or compost 4 from my hand or to draw a card. I don't want to do those. I want to keep all the dirt I have because that is my plan. Gaia will compost 2 cards from my action, and then 1 for every 2 dirt I gained that turn. I only gained 5, so she's going to gain 2 more. We're going to flip her last card, which is going to be this one, where I'm going to choose either upper fauna objective and place 1 leaf token on it. Now, sadly, I would like to put it here, but the rules state that she's going to grab the highest point one that she can, so she's going to grab this one. That's the end of Gaia's turn. For my turn, I'm going to play this card right here. I can remove 2 sprouts to gain 4 dirt. So I'm going to put that here, and that's going to be negative points to me at the end. I've got my 2 sprouts. I'm totally going to destroy those to gain 4 dirt because that's going to be awesome. I'm going to put 4 dirt here, and then we're going to grow, grow, grow. Time to plant, plant, plant. We got to plant some trees and plant some plants so we can grow them. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plant this. This thing is going to be out of control. I'm going to gain 10, or it's going to cost me 10 to put down 13 sprouts. And let's see if I want to put something out there before I play that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be almost all my dirt. I've only got 1 dirt left, so I could put this one out here. There we go. Let's see what it says here. For 0, I can place this out here. It's going to be, okay, that's fine. We're going to put it right here, just like that. And then I'm going to pay the 10 for that one. And I'm going to be able to put out 13 sprouts by paying 10 of this dirt. And then hopefully I'll get some cards that I can use these sprouts to be able to potentially, I don't know, do things with my trees and plants here. Or if anything, I'm able to count those as victory points at the end of the game. So here we are, 13 sprouts. I'm just going to place them out here. I'll put like 2 there. We'll put a couple up here. We'll put a couple over here. Everybody gets a sprout. I feel like I'm in the Oprah Winfrey show. You get a sprout. You get a sprout. Here we go. Everybody gets a sprout here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, boom. Everybody gets sprouts. They're all happy. Look at how happy those people are. Put that there. Okay, that's our growing. Now I get to draw 4 cards. and I get to then pick one of these and discard the other one. Okay, let's see. Again, we're kind of looking for points. All these are worth 2 points. Bleh. Let's see. Grow 3 on any of the 8 adjacent flora. That's ridiculous. But I want to try to grow I want one of these bushes growing down here, because this one is allowing me to add extra during this, in this column here. And during a compost, I can gain 4 dirt. Oh, I have to lose 2 growth though to gain 4 dirt. That's no good. All right, let's see here. What could be some other options? Let's look at the rest of the cards I have to see if anything that are worth going to be able to help me out here. Well, this one I can grow next turn, because look at this. I can pay all of this with flora instead of dirt. Oh, I wonder if I could have done that first. Well, I think I would have had to play this. Then I could have used it there, but that's okay. We'll just keep it going with what we did here. That's okay. Which one of these do I want? This is where it gets a little tougher. The more cards I get, more cards. I can remove a sprout to gain a dirt. That sounds really good. We'll hold on to that one. This one I get to lose 2 dirt to compost a card from my hand. Nope. We don't like that. 3 on any adjacent flora. Well, that'd be really good, but man, I need to get more cards out here to grow these first off. So I think we're going to take this. We're going to keep this one, which means these are all going to go into Gaia's point total here. Yuck. That's yucky. And I'm going to put this one into my hand just like that. At this point, Gaia has no more cards to draw, so we're going to take her 6-card deck, give it a good old truffle shuffle, and she's going to go through this deck one more time. After she completely goes through this deck, that's going to be the end of the game, unless I'm able to get my tableau built first. As you can see right down here, it does say go through the deck twice. The first card she's got now is plant. I get to plant a card, and I also get to draw a card as well. Then I'm going to activate all my green abilities. Sadly, I don't have enough dirt to be able to plant any of my cards, but this one down here does say you may pay all or some of the flora's cost with sprouts instead of dirt in a 1-to-1 ratio. So this would cost me 4 sprouts to play, and that's what we're going to do, and we're going to start a new column. I know if I finish this column, I'd get those points, but I have a plan. I think it's going to be better if I'm able to put a type of plant down here that's going to be able to synergize with this ability here. Let's just hope we get it down before Gaia takes my points over on the board, on the fauna board. So we'll play this, and it's going to cost me 4. I'm just going to take a couple from here, and 1 from here, and 1 from here. It's not, again, you can spend these just like dirt. They're kind of just placed out on the cards that they are. You don't have to take them all from a particular card here. So we'll pay our 4 to place our card down. I also get to draw a card, and we have received this one. It's going to cost me 5, and I can get rid of a dirt to be able to put down 2 sprouts. This one's going to be pretty cool, and it costs 4 points. We want to get as many of those kind of cards down as we can as well. With Gaia done, we'll move to our turn, and I am going to do our compost yet again because I don't have any dirt. I need to get some dirt. I'm going to grab 5 dirt, and we're going to compost 2 cards. We'll put our dirt right there, so now we got 6. That's going to be okay. Now I get to activate all of my red, and I also get to activate any rainbow abilities that I have. I don't have any on my board, but I do have some here. I can remove a dirt to recycle 4 cards from my hand, or compost, I should say. I'm not going to do that, but I do get 2 sprouts. I'm going to take 2 sprouts back. That's pretty awesome. I'm going to place them right onto that card there. And the last one I have then would be this card. I can remove a dirt to be able to draw a card, and I need all the dirt I can get because I want to play some cards out here. So I'm not going to go forward with any of those other cards, and I don't know how many times I'm going to knock down this particular plant. I think that's been 2 now. I'm on a roll. I'm a little worried about drawing this card. If I draw the card that says that Gaia takes one of the bottom abilities, I'm going to be very sad. Uh-oh, which one's this? Choose the upper fauna objective. Oh, that's so good. I got super lucky. If she'd have got the bottom one, I've been super sad. The upper ability is going to be our Siberian Tiger. She's going to be the second one that takes that. I'm going to do a grow action, or planting action, I'm sorry, but the problem is I can only do 1 card. Of all the cards I have, all of my dirt values are a lot more than the dirt I have in my actual land here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to play this one, and the reason I'm playing that one is it's going to be able to take advantage of what is going on in this here. It's kind of like a little combo there. That's going to cost me 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll remove those from our board, and I get to activate all my green abilities. I don't have any green abilities anywhere on my thing except for this one right here, which I could remove a dirt to draw a card, and again, I don't want to do that. I want to try to save as much dirt as I can. And with this card played, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that are 4 or more, and I need to get 6, so we need to get 2 more of those in order to get the points on that one. But I do have 2 complete columns filled, so we do take the points on that objective. So we'll place our little token right there. We got a good 15 points from that. I don't think there's any way to get my tableau built before Gaia's done here, but that's okay. Hopefully we can get enough points on that board to be able to overcome the 7 points she's going to get for completing the game before us. The next thing she's going to do is grow. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to get to grow 2 and then activate all of my yellow abilities. Here are my 2 that I'm going to grow. Then I'm going to activate my yellow abilities. I'm going to start with my tableau. This one says only if I did the yellow action and I did not. But this one allows me to gain a dirt, which is going to help me a lot in the future. Next, I can remove that dirt then to grow 3 more. And I'm just putting these over to the side. And once we're done, we'll place them all out where we want to put them. Now, and you're supposed to place them as you go. But this way, I can just kind of figure out what I'm going to have and then go for it. I'm going to draw a card. We're going to gain another terrain card here. It's a desert. I get 2 points for every sun in one player's area, including one of the volcanoes and heat sources of that kind. And I don't know how good this is going to be for us because I could choose myself. So I would get 2 points for every sun in any player's area, in one player's area. So that could be myself. And right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out there. So I get 12 points if I can get this down on the board. That'd actually be really good. I might try to go for that. Then I get to grow 1 more. So I'm going to take 1 more out and put it here. Then we're going to continue on reading through. I get to grow 1 on each in this column. So that one I do have to place in a particular place. So we're going to put 1 there and 1 here. And then if we continue on going, all of our yellow ones have been done. Now we get to go to all of our multicolored ones. And I only have one that says I can remove a dirt to draw a card. I've never taken advantage of this, so I don't know why I played it. Oh, except to get that awesome set of 4 to get our points. But I should really work on trying to maybe use it sometimes. Well, that's okay. I do have 3 here. This one says I can put 2 on it before it's going to be canopied. So I'm going to put 1, 2 there. Then I've got a couple more here. How many does this one take? This one takes 3. So 1, 2, 3. We'll put 1 there as a canopy on that one. And then this one I can put 3 on as well. 1, 2, 3. So technically I have 2 extra here that I don't even get to place. So in that case, I am going to remove 1 and give myself back a dirt because I would not have taken advantage. Oh, wait, that's 3. So I would have taken advantage of that. So there we go. That's it. If I can't place them, I'm going to return them to the stockpile. I don't get to hold them over for another turn. I forgot to draw the 2 cards. They're also part of her deal here. So I do get 2 more cards. I get 1. Oh, wow, look at that. It only costs 1. This isn't going to cost me anything. I can remove a sprout and 2 growth to gain 3 cards. That might not be a bad idea. A solar flare. Wow, that's pretty awesome. There's some really cool events in this game. Gaia is now going to grow 7 and then 1 for every card I drew. So I drew 3 cards. So Gaia is going to grow 10. So we'll start here. Here is 1 for that one to canopy it. 2 for this one to canopy it, 2, and then we're going to go down here, 3, 4, 5, and then let's see here, 6, and is that going to be the top one here? And 7 is going to be the canopy on top of that. That one will go on top there, and then I have 3 more. I'll place 3 more trunks right here. I do want to mention that if you notice on the sides here, it says 25, 25, 25. That's not extra points. If you add all of these up, it equals 25. Every row of these is 25. So that's just giving you a heads up. If you complete a row, you're going to get 25. It makes life a little easier. Also, I want to mention that there are different colored caps that you can place on these trees or growths, and it doesn't matter what color is where. You can make them all different colors all over the board if you want, but I've just been sticking with green because I got it in my cup. At this point, we really, again, need dirt. I feel bad that I keep on doing the same action. I really wish there was a way to get these cards down without taking the compost action because there's a lot of cool things I can do. I am going to gain 5 dirt here. So we'll get 5, and then we're going to get, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 1 more dirt, 5, and that's it. Now, she's going to compost 2 cards, and I think I forgot to, oops, I don't get to look at the cards, but that's okay. I think I forgot to do this part of it the last time we did a compost action. So I'm actually going to compost 4 more cards, 1, 2 for her and 1, 2 again, because I should have done that because I got dirt, and I think I forgot to do that. She gets 1 for every 2 I get in dirt. Now I also need to trigger my red and all of my multicolor abilities, and I should have done that first before I did her action, but there isn't anything I'm doing that's going to affect how this turns out. Because the only red action sheet I have in my entire tableau here that I care about is going to be the Grow 2 Sprouts one. The other ones are all remove dirt. And remember, I really wanted this dirt because I want to get some of those real high-powered cards up onto this board. So I'm going to put a couple more Sprouts over here on that one. I'm slowly running out of time. There's only, I think, what, 3 or 4 cards left? 3 cards left. She is going to do the compost action. That's actually going to help me out quite a bit. I'm going to gain 2 dirt, and I get 2 compost, so I'll take 2 cards and stick them into the compost, and I'm going to get 2 dirt and be able to activate the red abilities. And again, the only red ability I'm going to activate is the one that gives me 2 sprouts, so I'm just going to go throw those onto a card. You have seen how that works, and I'm just going to gain my 2 dirt and put that out on my board. She's then going to compost 8 cards, which is out of control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, and she's going to gain dirt equal the amount of dirt I gain this turn. Now I only gain 2 dirt, so she again is only gaining 2 dirt from her compost card. At this point, I'm going to play the planting action again. I'm going to be able to plant 2 cards. The first one we're going to do is this one's going to cost me 5 of my dirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll remove the 5 from our board, and then we'll place this one down. The reason I'm doing that is that's that 4-point card here. So hopefully I think we have enough to be able to gain access to that extra point value that we have from our gray wolf. We'll count them in a second. I still have 4 more. Is there anything else I could plant? I could plant any one of these cards if I want to. And I think we know she hasn't done the watering action yet. So if I put this one down, I could put this down and gain some watering action going on. Also, if you've noticed now, I have 4 cards this way and 4 cards this way, so the only cards left to play are going to be along these 2 columns here, and again, knocking over my plants. I am out of control when it comes to knocking plants over. That's okay. I'm not much of a green thumb anyway, so it's very reminiscent of how I am in real life. I think, oh boy, there's some, or else I could do this one, or I could do this one. I think we're going to go with this card right here. I'm going to play that for 1, and then hopefully I can come back at some point, maybe put these 2 down as well. Now let's count up all of our point totals of 4 or more. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. Oh no, I need 1 more. We need to get 1 more out there. Oh boy, that's no good. It's no good at all. I do get to draw 4 cards then and keep one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully I can find a card that's worth 4 points or more. No, there's no cards worth 4 points or more. That's no good. Oh, I might get these mushrooms maybe. Oh, what's this say? Prairie. Oh, look at this. Whenever I do a planting action, now I can draw a card. And what's this say? I get 3 points for every one of those in the row. Well, I don't have any even out there. Oh, no, it would have been really good up here. Look, I got 2 up here. But oh well. And I don't have any of those in my hand at the moment. Oh, boy. Now, one of these 2 would have been really great to have early in the game. It gives me an action that I didn't have anywhere on my tableau. I can remove compost to be able to take advantage of these. Like, look at this one. Oh my gosh, remove 1 compost to gain 3 dirt. That would have been so good. But it's almost a little bit too late. I only have 2 turns left. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my solar flare, which is going to give me 1. I have to remove 1 sprout and 2 of my growths. That's fine. I'm going to just remove those 2. Not a big deal. I will be getting them back. I guarantee it. And then I'll be able to gain 3 cards for that. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I can't do that. I have to actually finish the action I'm doing. I have to decide which one of these 4 I'm going to do. I forgot to do that. Super excited to get some cards. We're going to keep, I think we're just going to keep this mushroom. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to keep this card right here. The rest are going to go, no, it's a 2-point card. I need to keep a 2-point card. It doesn't really matter what it is. I don't think I'm going to grow it. I'm going to grab this one. These 3 are all going to go over there. That's fine. Now I get to look at my new 3 cards. Let's see what we have. We've got this one, Compost Filled Grounds. I immediately get 2 cards in hand, and I get to draw or compost 4 cards from my hand. What's this? 5 points for every mushroom adjacent to this terrain. Oh no. Look at this. The funny thing is I can't really place it in a place where there'd be mushrooms because I filled these with non-mushroom cards. And so there's no way to get the points for that. So that's a dead card in my hand. And then we have a banana tree. Oh my gosh, look how high that can get. That'd be really good. And I can spend 2 dirt to get some sprouts. I don't know, but it's worth 2. But then here, if we look at this one, this is the one I think we really want to get out there fast because it's going to give me those 4 points. And that's all I need to get that one completed. Hoofda, thank you. Was it Solar Flare for giving me that? That's awesome. All right, that's the end of my turn. I'm going to go over now to hers. Oh, she gets the 3 additional cards. I already put them over here. They've put them right into her point tile. And it's going to be Gaia's turn. Let's draw the next card and see which one it is. It's the watering action, so I'm going to gain 2 sprouts or 2 dirt. I'm going to gain the 2 dirt for sure. That is a no-brainer. And then I get to activate all my water abilities. After that's done, I'm going to be able to grow 7 sprouts and 1 for every blue action. Gaia is about to get a mountain of sprouts, but that's okay. First, I'm going to see what I can do here. I can remove a dirt to plant 2 sprouts. I think I'm going to keep my dirt. I really want to get a couple more cards down, so we're going to leave that alone. This is a multicolored one. That should be done after the blue one. So I can remove one to gain 3 sprouts. That's going to be okay. I'll remove the top from there to gain 3 sprouts. That's going to be good. I'm removing that one to get 3 points. I'll take it. Then we're going to continue down here. I can recycle a card to be able to give myself a card in hand. And remember, we looked at the one that had to do with mushrooms or whatever. That one, there's no way I can get any points for it, except for the fact that it actually does have the diagonal tags on them, but I've kind of gone the way of the dodo on that one. We're going to put this into, is it recycle a card? Yes. I can compost a card in hand to draw a card. Let's see what card we have now. We have the Wild Singra or whatever. I can grow, and I can also, it's a double card. That would be really good if I'd had it early in the game. But again, we're getting close to the end. Those kind of cards aren't going to help us too much anymore. That's okay. Let's see what else I can do. That's all the blue abilities. Now let's go to the multicolored abilities. We got this one. I can gain 2 sprouts. I already did that by accident. Let's continue on. Oh no, I didn't. I could remove the dirt to gain 2 sprouts. I think I'm going to keep my dirt. And then this one is remove the dirt to draw a card. We're not going to do that either. That's it. I was able to gain a total of 2 sprouts total, but I did activate 1, 2, 3, 4 blue, or I have 4 blue abilities. The deal is that these multicolor cards, they will act as these colors when it comes to different things, but it's not going to, but these will never count as a multicolor card. According to her card, she's going to get 7 and 1 for every blue action. That was 4 blue actions. So you get 11 total sprouts. We're going to get 3 plus 5 is 8. There's a whole bundle of 10 up here. That's okay. 8, 9, 10, 11. So she's got 5, 10, 15, 13, 18 points right now just from the sprouts. We're running out of turns. Again, we are going to do some planting. I'm going to plant these 2 cards. It's going to cost me a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's exactly all the dirt I have. We'll be able to put this down, and we're going to be able to instantly draw 2 cards and compost 4 from my hand. So I'm going to draw 2, and then I'm going to compost 4 from my hand. Let's see what we got from these 2. We got a blizzard that's going to be composted, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's going to be in there. Boom. 1, and then I have to compost 4. 1, then we know we're not going to be able to probably play any more of these cards. So 2, 3, 4, it doesn't really matter because we're running out of turns. So there we go. I've composted my 4 cards and drew the 2 from this. Now on top of that, I've played my last 4-point card. Remember, I think that's all we needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have all 6. That's perfect. We get to place our last little marker right here. Now notice I'm not going to be getting this one, and that's okay. The final part of my action is I'm going to draw 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and I'm going to keep one of these cards. Let's see how much these are. 1, 4, 0, and 2. I'm going to keep the 4-point card. I'm not going to play it, but that means that guy is not going to score it. At this point now, I also activate my green abilities. I, again, don't have any, and that's going to be it. I don't have any green abilities. I don't think I've ever played a game where I didn't have any green abilities. All right, that's it for me. It's going to be Gaia's turn. Gaia's going to grab the lower fauna point card here, and that's just this one. We're going to put it right there. That's the end of her turn, and she's not going to be going again next turn. That's going to be signal the end of the game, so I have 1 more turn left to do. Our last action, I've been saving this for the end because I want to try to get as many of those canopies out there as I can. We're going to do the grow action here and see how it does. I'm going to grab 4 cards. Don't even care what they are. I'll just put them right into my hand. Big deal. And I'm going to be able to grow 2 and activate all my yellow abilities. We will start here. I'm going to grab my 2 other ones there. Then I get a dirt, which isn't going to help because you don't get any points for dirt at the end of the game. Then we're going to activate our yellow abilities. I can remove a dirt to gain 3 more growth. We're going to do that. Here's 1, 2, and 3. I can then draw a card and gain a growth. That's awesome. From right here, I will draw a card again. Doesn't really matter. I'll put it in my hand. And let's continue on. I get 1 growth for each one of these in the column. I get 4. I think I missed that last time. Oh my gosh, that's out of control. There, I'm going to topper off all of these. All these are going to be topped off. That's going to be amazing. So we put 4 right there, 1 on each in this column. So actually, it's not really going to help me too much except to be able to give myself the topper back because these are already all grown. So that's it for that. We're going to keep on going, and I get 1 for each mushroom in this column. There's a mushroom here, and there's a mushroom here. And again, I have knocked over my little tree. So I'll put the tree back up on top there, and that's it. Then I get to grow all these. Okay, let's see. I don't think I have a place to put all these. I can put 1 and then 2 up here, and that's going to grow this one right here. That's 2, 1, 2. We'll remove that. Then if we continue on, I'm going to topper this one here. So that will cost 1. I'll topper the one on top, which is going to cost me 1. Then if we continue, I get to put another one on here. So we'll remove that one and we'll put this on topper there. And it left me with 3 growth that I can't really do anything with, and that's okay. We've gotten all of our trees have little toppers on them and they look gorgeous. Now, if I was smart, I would have forgo drawing that card. I'm going to put that card back because Gaia is going to grow for every card I draw. And I don't need to be drawing cards right now. There's no way I'm going to get to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only have 9. And what's this? Is this going to help me out? I can compost 4 cards to give myself 3 dirt. I can spend, 4 from the compost to give me 3 dirt. That's not going to help me at all. So that's going to be it. I have completed my turn, and that is going to be the end of the game because Gaia cannot take a turn. We now have our little scoring pad that shows us how we're going to score our game. And first off, we're going to start by all of us gaining points equal to our point total on our cards. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So I got 33. That's me. I'm awesome. Let's check out Gaia here. Gaia's got an absolute monstrous amount of cards here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Oofda! That's 40 points for her. That's out of control. Put that right there. Now we're going to check all of our negative cards. And remember, Gaia's negatives are all positive, so that's why she's going to have a 0 there. But we have a total of -2, so I'm going to put -2 right there. Gaia's going to get a big old 0 there. Next, we're going to get 1 for everything in our compost pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I'm going to get myself 21 points. Gaia is going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Oh, I have so many more points. 30 points there for her. And now we're going to count our sprouts. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 sprouts on the board, so I'm going to gain 17 points. If we look at Gaia's board, if I can write a 7, Gaia's got a total of 5, 10, 18 sprouts. So we at least kind of kept up in that vein. Next, I'm going to get 1 for every growth, or I'm going to be able to get all the ones with toppers. So I got 3, 4, 5, plus 6 is 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 41 points from my toppers. That's amazing. That was fantastic. I waited for the last minute to do that growth so I get all that back on the board. And this one, oh, I didn't finish that one. I had extra ones here. I should have gotten a little topper on that one. All right, that's what we should have got. So I did get the 3 points. Remember, I had those extra ones. I should have been able to topper that one. Then let's check out Gaia. Gaia's got 25 plus another 7 and another 1, 2, 3, 7. So 35 points. Oh my gosh, 35 for Gaia. That's a lot. Then we're going to check our climate cards. Now, I only have 2 climate cards, and neither one of them are giving me scoring points, so nobody's getting scoring on that one. Now we have our ecosystem cards. So the first ecosystem card I have in my hand is this one. So I'm going to be able to gain 2 points for every 3 on your island. 3 of these on my island. So we have 1, 2, 3 that are a topper of 3 on our island. So we're going to get a total of 3, 6, 9 for that one. Now Gaia is not going to score on any of these, which is why her other numbers are so much bigger. The next one we have is going to be the ones from the fauna board. We have this one right here. I get 7 points for every 2 cards with a location thing on them. I got 0 points for that because I don't have any, which might be my downfall here. Then we have this one. This one is 2 for every canopy. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 times 2 is 22. So 0 for that one and 22 for that one. That was fantastic. Next, we have our objective cards over here, and this is where I might falter a little bit. Oh, I also have to give her this 7 points. She has to put a little flag there. That's 7 points. She finished the game first because I did not finish out my tableau. And I'm just going to add that 7 into the scoring on this sheet. So she got 15 plus 15 is 30, 40, 50. Wow, 52 plus 7 is 59 points. Oofda. 59 right there, and I got 15, 30, 41. 30, 41, 41 points. Now we're going to add all of these together. And with the point total of 173 for me and 183 for Gaia, I have been, I guess you could say, buried by the earth. Gaia was able to defeat me. I did not do very well. On top of that, I also noticed as I was making sure I got her scoring right that I actually cheated. I wasn't even supposed to get my last turn. So this point total should be even less. I got even less points than what's out here. Oh my goodness, I was terrible. I have to admit, I'm not very good at these games, but I really like the challenge of this game. And remember, that was on standard difficulty, so there are even harder difficulties than that to keep this game alive and very much difficult for you. So there you have it. That was Earth. This is an amazing game. Like I said, even though I cheated, I still lost. The trigger for the end game, just to let you know, is that when she exhausts her last card, that's it. Because every person always gets to go all the way till the active player. I was the active player, so as soon as she completed her grid or going through all of her cards, that would have signified the end of the game, so I shouldn't have been able to take that extra turn because I was already the active player. So sadly, even with the active player, I still lost big time. I can't believe it. All right, so that's Gaia. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when more content come out. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. I'm excited to maybe even dig back into Earth and try again. Maybe we should give this another shot. If you're interested in seeing another playthrough of Earth, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to something else, but I'm still going to keep this. This game is absolutely phenomenal. It's one of my favorite engine building games I've ever played. There's so many different things going on, many things you have to pay attention to, and don't forget, you need to make sure you keep up with your cards. I lost so many points on the fact that I didn't do a single one of these, and I also lost 11 points just because I didn't try to get the 20 cards in my hand. I could have really ramped up my deck to get 20 in there and then started going into the tableau, but I didn't do it. I decided to go a different route, and it failed me in more ways than one. I failed even cheating. Wow, can you believe it? All right, thank you again so much for watching, and if you're excited to see what comes next, then I need you to meet me at the table.